between Poland. He's currently collaborating with Scalo, a cutting-edge software development company based in Poland. We also have Judith Gomez, who is a customer success manager at SDX Next, Europe's largest Python software house, renowned for its expertise in AI, data engineering, and cloud technology. With over 15 years of international experience, she excels in her role. And we also have a special guest today from NASA JPL, Arthur Chmielecki, who will share unique insights and experience with us. So we have a packed program for you. Our speaker will share their experience and lessons learned from doing business with the American companies. We are going to conclude our webinar with a Q&A session where our speakers will answer any questions you have. So please take advantage of having such experts in the room with us today, and make sure to put your questions in the Q&A option at the bottom of the chat. So we really hope that we'll provide you with strategies to unlock the emerging Poland market. So let's dive in. We are going to start the program with the Economic Development and Collaborative SBDC Director, Dr. Ray Bowman.
Thank you, Simona, and hello to everyone that's joined us for this wonderful program. My name is Ray Bowman. I'm the director of the Small Business Development Center for Ventura and Santa Barbara counties. I'm part of the Los Angeles network, and I also direct our technical assistance program for both importers and exporters throughout the Los Angeles network of SBDCs. The SBDC program is a nationwide program. There's over 1,000 small business development centers covering every part of the United States. And our program, our specific SBDC program, focuses on technical assistance for importers and exporters. In fact, I'm proud to say that this year we were a recipient of the President's E Award for Exporting Excellence. So that's just a tribute to the hard work and the dedication and talent that we have on our team. And so what does an SBDC do? We provide free technical assistance to small and medium-sized importers and exporters. So that takes several different aspects. We work on tourism, we work on foreign direct investment, and we spend a lot of our time helping both importers and exporters with their transactions and helping them navigate that. And we do that through a very talented group of trade specialists and through our partners like the U.S. Department of Commerce, SBA, Exim Bank. These are all agencies that we work with day in and day out to help support you. And I'm thrilled with this program because not only are we dedicated to helping our U.S. exporters, but we're also interested in helping companies that want to relocate into the Los Angeles area and helping those companies understand the mechanics of doing business here, setting up their imports, and hopefully exporting as well. So I hope you enjoy this program, and I will throw it back to Simona to describe our services.
Thank you, Dr. Bowman. I saw some notes that the chat is disabled. Please use the Q&A to ask us any questions you may have. And in terms of, Anita, I saw your questions in the chat. In terms of connecting with everybody who is on our speakers today, you're going to have access to the slides with everybody's information. So now I will be quickly describing the Foreign Direct Investment Program at our center at EDC SBDC. It is a key component of our global trade program. It's designed to assist international companies that are looking to establish or expand their business operation in the greater Los Angeles region. Our business advisors offer no-cost, focused one-on-one technical advising to help your company overcome various business challenges. These challenges may include financial, accounting, real estate, immigration, and other business-related issues that you need to learn about before you start your venture in the United States. The FDI program is a valuable resource for international businesses seeking to navigate the complexity of establishing a presence in the United States. Next, we have our Global Expansion Program. It is another significant step. Let's go to the next one. It is another significant part of our work, and our Go Global Trade program is aimed at businesses interested in accessing international trade opportunities. This program serves Los Angeles, Ventura, Santa Barbara counties, and we provide no-cost, focused, one-on-one technical advising. The program is led by Dr. Ray Berman, is managed by me in a collaboration with a team of 60 advisors, 18 of whom are specialized in international trade. Let's go to the next slide so you can see our team at EDC SBDC. We support businesses through the entire trade process, from learning about trade and conducting market research to applying for export loans and grants, building export plans, negotiating with foreign buyers, and managing and structuring trade transactions. The ultimate goal of our program is to help businesses grow by providing a strategic approach to global markets. So if you are a business joining us today from outside of the United States and you're looking to import from the United States, please connect with us. We'll be able to put you in touch with our clients and make sure that you have the data and information you need to complete a transaction. In June this year, our program received the E Award in Washington, D.C., which is the highest recognition a U.S. entity can receive from making a significant contribution to the expansion of U.S. exports. We also have the Central Coast Best Place to Work. Very proud of our team here. And you can see these are only 18 of our advisors working to support international expansion. So I'm going to conclude here with presenting our program and hand it over to our president, WITOC president, Sidi Kara, who is also a trade specialist focused on international marketing and expansion.
Thank you, Simona. I appreciate that.
Steph, could we give me 1 second and I will share the slide with the WITOC.
So while Simona's getting that fired up, I'll just introduce myself. My name is Sidi Kara. I am the president of WITOC, Women in Trade Orange County. I'm also an international trade advisor for the EDC SBDC. Before I get into detail of who we are and what we do, I would just like to quickly thank the team of the EDC for helping to organize today's program, the Consul General Gumara of the Republic of Poland, Anna of the Foreign Trade Office, Los Angeles, Poland Investment and Trade Agency, and all of the incredible lineup of partners and speakers and guests that we have here today. It's a very special event. So WITOC is always very grateful to be part of bringing government and industry together, and we're excited for today's discussion. Women in Trade Orange County, we are one of many chapters of the OIT organization. We are a nonprofit volunteer-run organization. OIT, our larger headquartered chapter, is in Washington, D.C. We have 25 global chapters plus and counting for the women in trade industry. Our Orange County chapter specifically has been serving the Southern California business trade community for the last 35 years. Our role and our goal is to foster international trade and the advancement of women in business and the global trade. And we do this through educational events, networking events, and collaborative events like today. We also offer scholarship and mentorship programs to the next generation of business leaders, and all trade and business professionals are welcome to join us. Building a global business community is what we like to do, and we do best together. So if you aren't a member yet and you are interested, please consider learning more about us at witoc.org. Some of the upcoming events that we have in the pipeline is this Wednesday on August 30th, we are doing a webinar similar in nature of today with our doing business in Romania. On October 25th and October 26th, we are hosting one of WITOC's signature events with the Bureau of Industry and Security, called Complying with U.S. Exports. It's our first time bringing it back in person since the pandemic, so we're very excited. We encourage you to visit our website to learn more and reach out to us to learn more as well. And then lastly, we have our annual holiday event on December 1st, and it's a great opportunity to network and get to know, your local trade community partners. Thank you again for having us. It's been, a treat being a part of organizing this event, and we appreciate you all for being here today, and we look forward to more collaborations and working together.
Thank you, City. We appreciate your support, and as mentioned, I do work with City at Women in Trade. Please follow us on LinkedIn and stay tuned with our upcoming events. We manage to do a lot of global events, and we are all about building a trade community globally. Next, we are very honored to have Richard Swanson, Senior Advisor at the U.S. Commercial Service Pacific South region with us, telling us all about the upcoming trade mission and event. Richard, do you mind sharing your screen since you have your updated presentation?
Okay, in case I share something that I'm not supposed to, please forgive me, but hopefully I won't. It's always a little scary. Here we go.
Not to worry. You can share just the PowerPoint.
Yeah, I think I got it right here. Let me know if you can see this, you guys.
Yes, we do. You could go into the slide show mode.
Yeah.
There we go. It's all yours, Richard.
Oh, did it show up? Are we there?
No, it disappeared.
It disappeared for a moment, but there we
I know.
Yes,
It's back.
All back. Well, let me just, I'm Richard Swanson. I'm here with our local offices. The Pacific South region is one of 8. We're across the United States. We're part of the U.S. and Foreign Commercial Service, and my colleague Anna Janzuska from Warsaw is joining me. And I think, Anna, it's past 6 o'clock in the evening. So thanks for staying late.
No, it's still 5. It's 5:20.
That's great. And Anna and her team, along with my team domestically, we represent the U.S. and Foreign Commercial Service globally. And we are essentially very similar to the Polish consulate and their network. We are the export development and the foreign direct investment arm of the U.S. government here in the U.S. Department of Commerce under the umbrella of the International Trade Administration. But I think what I wanted to talk about today, Simona, for a few minutes, and let Anna jump in here too as well, is I think for the first time, we are doing our largest trade mission in a long time to Europe this next year. So between the dates of May 9th and May 19th of 2024, we are going to Europe. And Europe next year is amazing if you think about it. 35th anniversary of the Berlin Wall coming down. It is also, the Worldwide Olympics in Paris next year. It is going to be a year for Europe next year, no question about it. And we have a number of events locally starting in the next couple of weeks here, next week, this week coming up, and next week. That being our Discover Global Markets series in Denver, in California, Northern California, New York, Chicago, Columbus, Charleston, West Virginia, Birmingham. They're all featuring commercial officers and commercial specialists from key markets in Europe. And one of those is Poland. And what we're doing on our trade mission next year is going to, here's the history of our trade events. We did go to Turkey and Poland back in 2008. And last year we did Trade Winds, our biggest trade mission to the ASEAN region. And here are some of the stops that we do. This is what we did last year in terms of Asia. And some of the features of our 2-day conference, which is part of the 10-day mission. We have business plenary speakers, business-to-business matchmaking, customized meetings, business-to-government meetings with all of our commercial officers and our banks that we work in, our development banks. We have special programs that feature women-led organizations. We focus on Select USA and foreign direct investment. We have a pitch contest, sponsors, networking. All of these are part of TradeWin's trade mission. And here are the stops. Yeah.
There's
Simona?
something on your screen called Give Subtitles a Try that's covering your slide. Do you mind just turning it on for now? Because I'm not sure how to, do you see Give Subtitles a Try?
Subtitles a try.
We see this. We see
Yes.
this, Richard. Oh, yes, that's fine right now.
Okay, this is better. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so our goal is to lead 100+ companies to Europe next year. And we have a 2-day conference in Turkey. We have pre-stops to the conference in Denmark and Romania. And then we have post-conference stops in Italy, Poland, and Kazakhstan. And so all these markets are viable. I think I've shared with you our best prospects for Poland, but would like Anna to say a few words about Poland and just about how I think Europe in general is a good market in terms of next year and this year and in several industries. Anna, can I turn it over to you?
Yeah, you know, I have been with the office with the U.S. Embassy for 20+ years, and I see a continuous traffic, U.S. companies coming back and forth, interested in various developments. The very recent and very hot topic is the nuclear program that is to be developed by Westinghouse and Bechtel together. So there is a number of companies, some sub-suppliers, subcontractors needed, engineering company, engineering consulting company, certification providers, etc., etc. So we in the recent year, I have served like 7 U.S. companies, U.S. technology providers, engineering companies, and consultants for this particular program. There is a tremendous opportunity in energy transition. Poland is still, you know, a very unique country because its energy, you know, is based in 70% on coal. So, in terms of the global trends and the global desire, this all should change. So renewable energy, nuclear as mentioned, but also energy storage are also needed. Defense, this is yet another sector that is, you know, in particular interest right now because Poland borders with Ukraine. So there is something that brings U.S. companies, you know, in dozens to Poland. The upcoming trade mission that will be organized by our office will bring, right now we have 15 candidates for the defense trade mission to Poland, 15 U.S. companies. Yet another event that might bring a number of U.S. companies to Poland is the Rebuild Ukraine conference that is organized by the Ukrainian government in cooperation with the Polish government as well as with the U.S. Embassy. And this will happen in November. And the upcoming trade winds. So their interest is, you know, never-ending story. And besides the very crucial sectors that I mentioned, there are others as well as you know, IT, so technology, tech, telecommunication, transportation, pharmacies, healthcare, many advanced manufacturing, 3D printing, all this, you know, what the modern world really needs.
Excellent. Thank you, Anna. So Simona and everyone, that's just a small little sampling of just you know, the U.S. and Foreign Commercial Service here. We work very effectively with the Small Business Development Center and all of our partners, including the Consular Corps in Los Angeles and elsewhere in Washington, D.C. In fact, we believe that there is a mutually benefit for both the foreign consulates, the European consulates, and the U.S. commercial service, both here domestically and overseas in Europe. And I think together, Simona, I think we can work together and we can find solutions for all firms. I think engagement in trade goes both ways, dialogue goes both ways, and I think this program today is emblematic of that. So with that, we'll drop some things in the chat box, and we'll thank you very much again for allowing us to just give you a little short glimpse into what's going on with us. And Simona, I'll hand it back over to you.
Thank you so much.
If I may, one sentence. This is very important. Poland is part of the European Union. The European Union is 500 million consumers. So once stepping in Poland, the entire Europe can be, an area for playing.
Thank you
and
for
doing business.
Thank you for that great reminder, Anna. And thank you, Richard. This webinar and this idea came in a lunch that we had together with WITOC and the Consular Corp. So we are really excited to continue this collaboration and to learn more from the general consulates of doing business in Europe. So now, if you don't mind, Richard, to please stop sharing your screen.
Go.
And I will now introduce the Honorable Mateusz Gomura, the Consul General of the Republic of Poland in Los Angeles. Thank you so much for being with us today. Consul Gomura, the virtual floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. This is Mateusz Gomura. I'm representing the Consulate General of the Republic of Poland in Los Angeles. First of all, I would like to welcome everyone and thank the WITOC, represented here by Simona and Cidi, for having us here and for organizing this wonderful webinar, which is likewise a wonderful opportunity for all of us to network and share our ideas. So a great platform to be today. So thank you for having us. Myself included, and my colleague Anna Dębecka-Budzisiak, who will be following up with more details. To start with, as the first slide shows, I'm representing the Consulate General of the Republic of Poland in Los Angeles. We actually represent the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Poland, which actually represents the government of the Republic of Poland. So that's just in brief to tell you who we are. We are a diplomatic mission, and we are actually one of 5 Polish diplomatic missions in the United States of America, with New York on the East Coast and Chicago, then absolutely Washington with the embassy and the consular department too, plus Houston, which is relatively new from 2018, and then there's LA, which is our part of the Western United States of America. And I would like to start, if I may, actually, yes, with the second slide. Thank you, Simona. I would like to start with this inspiring quote by Minister of Foreign Affairs of Poland, Mr. Zbigniew Rau, who, while presenting the principles and objectives of Poland's foreign policy before the Polish Parliament this February 2023, to those of you who might find the function of a minister somewhat confusing, yes, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Poland is like the equivalent of the Secretary of State, who is represented here by Mr. Antony Blinken. So that's his equivalent. And Minister Rau, while presenting these principles and objectives, said that the Polish-American alliance was, is, and always will be one of the cornerstones of European security. It is. It not only rests on common strategic interests, but also on a similar perception of international politics, the pursuit of democratization, rejection of imperialisms, concerts of power or spheres of influence, and most importantly, on the love of freedom. So, to those of you who are a little bit common with the Polish-American alliance, only for those dark parts when Poland was actually thrown behind the Iron Curtain, because we never chose to be there, but we're actually thrown by history. The Polish-American alliance actually starts with the 17th century, when the first Polish actually craftsmen came to Jamestown, Virginia. So as you can probably see, it all actually started with relationship and with business. So those craftsmen, they came to Jamestown, and they were working with Captain John Smith, who was running the colony in there. Then the 18th century, both Generals Pulaski and Kosciuszko, you probably know those names too. They were coming here while Poland was under partition. They were coming here to join America in the good cause of the American Revolution. So, I mean, we've always been very close to each other, and that's the way it is. And we definitely hope that's the way it's going to be for the future to come. If we could move on with the next slide, please. Now, as I have mentioned, the Consulate General of the Republic of Poland in LA, but like mostly deals as other diplomatic missions. We mostly deal with, as you might probably think, passports and visas and consular matters, which is like we deal with the citizenship matters, marriages, also cases with divorce and transcriptions. So whenever there are citizens who Polish citizens who get married here in the United States, they're supposed to register those marriages. So strictly consular matters. We also have quite a large Polish diaspora. It is relatively smaller here on the West Coast because the Polish diaspora is mostly like dispersed. There's no huge concentrations, I would say. There's still certain concentrations of Poles living in communities, however, not as it is on the East Coast. But we still have a lot of Polish people, and we address them with different projects that we do together over the year. There are still lots of Polish festivals that you might find very interesting and enjoyable, with the Polish cuisine and Polish traditional music, Polish culture. So that's what we're famous for. But definitely to look into the future is take care of the business. So the consulate, apart from the strictly consular matters, also supports both Polish business and American investors in Poland, active within the consular district, which is, in our district, it's 12 states of the Western USA, starting with Hawaii, Alaska, as far as Montana and Southern California, plus Arizona. We don't have New Mexico, which actually belongs to the Houston Consular District. But if anybody comes and shows up and asks us for some piece of advice that comes from New Mexico, we will be happy to connect you with our Consulate General in Houston. So that is not a problem. We also, if we may just come back for a brief moment. Oh, thank you very much. We collaborate with numerous Polish official institutions, with different ministries, because we are, as I mentioned, we are part of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but we are in close relation with other ministries. For example, for this field, which is especially excusable, the Ministry of Economic Development and Technology of Poland, and the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development of Poland. So these are just two examples of the ministries that we closely work with too, as well with Polish government agencies like the Polish Investment and Trade Agency. We call it PAIH, that's PAIH, who will be represented by the head of the office, Anna Budzisiak, in a second. We also work closely with agencies like the National Support Center for Agriculture, the KOWR, KOWR, institutions like that help us promote different branches of economy here in the United States, literally here on the West Coast of the USA. And we may actually present it with some sort of an example, which is on the next slide. Oh, yes, thank you very much. We have only just recently had the visit of the Ministry of Development and Technology. And here we can see where the delegation headed by the Polish Minister of Development and Technology, Mr. Waldemar Buda, and also represented by Consul General of the Republic of Poland in Los Angeles, Ms. Marta Wolańska, who met with at the headquarters of Intel They were discussing the upcoming presence of Intel in Poland and the cooperation. As you know, this giant has only just recently decided to open up a huge plant in the southwestern part of Poland near the Legnica and Wrocław region. So we definitely look forward to that kind of investment. So this is just I think a bright example. If we could move on to the next one, I will try to be as brief as only possible. Probably Anna will have more details. So this is just like to give you some sort of a picture of what we're talking about. So by the end of 2021, the value of American investment in Poland amounted to $26.1 billion, which stands for 12% of foreign investment in the country, making American companies the second most important group of foreign investors, just behind Poland's immediate neighbor Germany, which is quite understandable, I should think. The value of American companies' investments in Poland corresponds to 4.1% of Polish GDP, and the value of U.S. assets is estimated as nearly $59 billion. And just a couple of brief bits of information. If you take a look at the top 10 American investors in Poland, you can see companies like these that you have, headed by Georgi Global Holding and Warner Brothers Discovery Incorporated. And top 10 American employers in Poland, which gives you a little bit of an idea who is serving these workplaces. Currently, this top 10 is headed by Amazon and Citi Handlowy, which is the part of the Citibank. And every fourth new job created in Poland, thanks to American investments, was created after 2018, which only goes to show how blooming tendency we're talking about. So it's definitely on the huge rise, which makes us happy, definitely. The next slide, if I may. And economic cooperation and promotion, because you may ask yourself a question, what we try to focus on? Well, we mostly, as the consulate, we mostly try to act as an inspirer, facilitator, or connector somehow. Yes. So whenever there are businesses either on the Polish or the American side, we try to just meet them together and get them familiarized with the aspects, with the priorities and what they're focused on. So we mostly support the business interests of the Republic of Poland abroad in connecting and providing diplomatic support whenever we can. We support Polish business operating in key and innovative sectors. We support the development of medium and large enterprises. Yeah, please mind, we have also always try to focus on that, so that I will try not to forget about that we are part of the European Union, which makes things a lot easier in a lot of aspects. We inspire and promote events that facilitate networking. I thank you for being a part of this one, which facilitates definitely. Thank you very much once again. And with the support of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Warsaw, we try to facilitate communications with international economic organizations and institutions. And we work in synergy with other government agencies, which I have already mentioned today, that are responsible for implementing the economy. Whenever in need, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. We'll be always happy to assist you, myself included. But just briefly, it is quite easily and maneuverable. We have a huge platform, which is wonderful, and the website is gov.pl/USA, which will direct you straight to our diplomatic missions here in the United States of America. Our email address is also relatively simple. I'll leave my credentials and the contact information just either in the chat box. So whenever we can assist you somehow as a consulate, we would be happy to do that. So thank you for having us today. Thank you for organizing this webinar. So with OC, thank you very much. I'm handing over to you and Anna right now.
Thank you, Honorable Gamura. We appreciate your participation and sharing with us the key points about the alliance with Poland and doing business in Poland. So next we have the head of Foreign Trade Office, Los Angeles, of the Polish Investment and Trade Agency, Anna Debeka Bujiciak, if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yes, almost.
I'm gonna
I
share.
know it's killing Americans.
I know I am Romanian, and it's also killing this Romanian American too. So, Anna, it is all yours.
Okay, thank you. Okay, since we are short in time, I would just add some basic points, basic numbers about Poland. First of all, good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here with such worthy companions of professionals. I'm also happy to be adding my pitch about Poland and to be part of this building bridges between Poland and the U.S. Market, but not only. We have wonderful guests who have been active in this environment, Polish American environment, and they are going to share their unique experience in a few minutes. So let me just introduce my agency and what we do, and some, as I mentioned, some facts that you may or may not be aware of. Starting with this slide, Polish Investment and Trade Agency is a governmental entity that facilitates businesses, Americans, foreign and Polish ones. The agency supports both the foreign expansion of Polish business and inflow of foreign direct investment into Poland. So we also aim to boost Polish exports. We support entrepreneurs, assist in overcoming administrative and legal procedures related to specific projects. We help to develop legal solution, find suitable location partners or suppliers. In order to do so, PAIH has established a network of support all over the world. That means foreign trade offices. There is 4 in the States, in New York, Chicago, Houston, and now LA. It's expanding networking responsible for providing for Polish exporters and for investors who are looking for new opportunities overseas. We cooperate with government and non-government organizations, such as participants of this webinar, chambers of commerce, businesses, and legal advisors, media, and I can say all kinds of entities depending on the needs. We also organize webinars, training, or joint program customized to connect businesses. So if you are looking for a partner in Poland, or you're looking for invest in Poland, you're looking for some information, and the agency is the first place you can go to. And also, as everybody here, since we are short in time, I will share all my contact information and all the detailed information we can discuss further. Now can I have next slide? Just quick overview. Between 2020 and 2023, 21 supported investment, American investment in Poland. It's estimated value of which are more than 5.7 billion USD, and new FTE count 17,000. Now we are working on 26 active projects, estimated value 320 million USD, and more than 9,000 FTE to be created. Can I have next slide, please? Basic numbers, basic fact about Poland. As you can see, Poland is located in the very center of Europe, with 38 million inhabitants, which makes it 5th most populous country in the EU. You can see, obviously, currency, Polish zloty. You can see how much it's worth against euro or USD. Tax rates, I'm not gonna go into details. I can send you all that information. Gross domestic product of Poland is 693 billion USD. Here we have data as of 2022, so it's a little out of date. It's actually 4 times more than anticipated in April this year. The cumulative growth of Poland GDP between 2021 and 2023 is 16.2%, which shows that Poland actually coped with the pandemic best in Europe. We are also fighting inflation, and Polish zloty, after temporary decline, has been strengthening against euro and US dollar and other foreign currencies, obviously. Also, for years now, Standard & Poor's credit rating and for Poland is -A, and Moody's one is A2, both with stable outlook. So as you can see, can I see next slide? That shows the strategic position of in heart of Europe. Just to mention quickly, 4 pan-European corridors, brand new Silk Road, many 41 international terminals, which 6 sea and 35 land, and easy access to East and West countries, Eastern and Western markets. So great location. Okay, can I have a next slide? Okay, so as we can see, more advertising about Poland. Poland experienced unprecedented growth, the highest growth rate in OECD countries between 1990 and 2019. No recession from 1991. Biggest labor and product market in CEE, over 40% of the region's total GDP. Transparency, regional leader in the Transparency International Corruption Index, which is also very important. Business friendly, 40th in the doing business ranking, and first in our region. And second lowest tax wage for a labor cost in region. Stable, robust economy, FDI magnet, that everybody can say that, well-developed and still developing infrastructures, and competitive cities. Talking about infrastructure, I need to mention Poland is now working on gigantic, we can say, mega project called the Solidarity Transport Hub of Central Communication Port, which is, like, as I said, mega project of government of Poland aimed at construction of a new built from scratch airport to be located approximately 40 kilometers, which gives approximately 25 miles from Warsaw. It doesn't mean that Chopin Warsaw Airport is going to be closed. Probably it's going to be used for domestic local flights, but it's the final decision hasn't been made yet. The opening of the new port, CPK, is planned to 2028 probably, and the combined airport and train station is planned to long-term goal of about 100 million passengers per year. So if you're looking for investment, or your company does anything with infrastructure, this is a very good time to look for some more information about CPK, because it's huge investment and hallmark of this government. Here we have another slide, key industries in Poland. No surprises here. These are fast developing branches, but the sector is not limited to these branches. Just to name few: automotive and electromobility, which is the most digitized branch in Poland. Aerospace, business service sector, and outsourcing, research development, food processing, electronics, and white goods. Here is interesting thing. Over past few years, Poland surpassed previous leaders in the area, and for example Germany, and now is one of the highest digitized country in Europe. Can we see the next slide, please? This is just like they say, one picture is 1,000 words. This is what happened in Poland between 2010-2020, just 10 years, and you can see how many investors came to Poland and what happened, just to give you some picture of what happened. And this is only 10 years. Can we have another next slide, please? And for the end, this is how Poland invites and welcomes new investors. This is incentives that we have in Poland for new investors. As you can see, cash grants for large investments, innovative investments, R&D projects, training, tax incentives for most types of investments, preferential loans designed, customized for the given client, equity contribution for startups and strategic projects. Next slide, please. And this is to brief sum up a few points of why Poland is your place to invest. Vast pool of highly skilled labor. The next slide, please. Yeah, that one. Big internal market, academic hub. I didn't have time to mention that, but yeah, Poland is a huge academic hub with over 1.2 million students a year, highly educated professionals, developed and developing infrastructures, business-friendly environment, and as mentioned, attractive incentives. And next slide. That's gonna be actually it. Thank you for your attention. I would be more than happy to share more detailed information on any subject, any branches, if you're interested, and also we can discuss it further. Also, I will share my contact information, as I said, and useful links later on chat. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna. We truly appreciate such great information and data so we can make informed decisions. And we look forward to collaborating with you moving forward. And now we are a little bit behind of time, so I just want to let our main speakers know about that. But next we have our technology enthusiast, Paul Meidlo from Scalo, talking about his passion of bridging the gap between Poland and the US market. Paul, the virtual floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. It's such a great pleasure to be a part of this discussion. And thank you. You have seen so many presentations today, so I'll not try even to show any slides here. But if you have any questions during my speech talk, just send it through Q&A, and I think that Simona will help you to make it more discussion than just talk. So first of all, I work for the US market. I was selling services from Poland and products from Poland for the last 10 years. But difference between Poland and the US is it's tremendous. It's like a huge difference, like comparing one market to the 50 different markets. But let's start from the very beginning. So in general, I started working for the US market for the Polish Silicon Bridge. This is a program to accelerate Polish high-tech companies to help them understand the US market. And it helps a lot. It helps a lot, first of all, understanding of how to make it possible. Because like right now I work for the technology company that help US companies, but not only, because we work for the European market for the last 15 years. So we are fully ready to enter US market and help in the right way US companies. So we help to create software solutions, of course, from end to end, from the idea, from shaping of the brilliant ideas and make it possible, make it in the right way. And in the end of the process to help taking care of that. So we are the good partner on the technology side, but also we help to make some kind of build, operate, transfer. If the US company want to establish their presence in the European Union, in Poland, we help to guide them. We help to create this like a basic level of administration things, and of course, giving you right experts to start making this business in Poland. So this is the way we also do it, and we of course share the experts on the international market, because we have 600 developers and architects. We know how to help. But entering the US market, first of all, what conclusion come to the mind of the person who entered the US market is like, you have to narrow it down. Because like everyone who's entering US market thinks like, okay, this is the country, I can enter this country, so I can sell everything everywhere. But it's not possible. So first of all, we have to narrow down the industry, choosing one or maybe two, but just focus on that. Then going down with the customer size. Of course, we want to sell to everyone, but we understand that we help small, medium-sized enterprises, and we know those customers, we know how to help them, especially in the US. And choosing the right state, because you can compare like Poland is the size of California, with the same number of citizens, a little bit smaller on the size of the ground, but still, when you enter Poland, you enter one state. When we are entering the US nowadays, you can find Scalo in New York, in Texas, in San Francisco. You can find us in those states, and soon, especially soon, we'll be there with our events. But how we did it, of course, we are partnering. We're partnering with like the Polish embassy, the consulate. We are working with the Polish Investment and Trade Agency, and helps a lot to understand the market, but also finding right partners, because like a partnering is like a key to success. And then of course, choosing the right spot to share information about us, like being the big fish in a small bowl, or like now you can find Polish companies on a TechCrunch in San Francisco in like 3 weeks. We are starting there with events, and of course, Polish Investment Trade Agency is helping us entering there with 8 Polish companies. So you can find us there, and easily on a B booths, you can find us there, and we'll be sharing information about Poland and also how we can help with our services for the US companies. So now maybe I'll highlight some of the differences, because this is very important. In Poland, when you're entering Polish market, you have to know that we have a lot more holidays. This is a big difference. And it's also worth to mention that we have it in a different dates. We have it more. So if you want to sell every day, it is not that simple. And of course, you have to work with the local government, because local government will help you to navigate where you should go and with whom you should speak, because they have a lot of knowledge. And now in Poland, we are morphing like on the international basis. Most of the companies are thinking about how to make internationalization real, and they're entering the US market. So all these ideas came to Poland. So nowadays, it is so easy to even send a message like to me. You can send it to me in a message, and definitely I'll answer it if you have any questions about Poland and how to deal with similar customers or similar companies in Poland. And I'll answer that, because we have like a strict way of communication. there are also events where you can enter. And remember that the US companies, when they're coming to Poland, they have a little bit easier way to enter the market because everyone wants to work with the US companies. And when we are entering the US market, it is not that simple because this, first of all, of course, huge market, but there are so many companies similar to us doing similar services. And we understand it, but the market is huge. So there's a space for everyone and we can share the cake. So no one has to fight, but we can cooperate to make a business. But when you're entering the Polish market, we are totally open. So like an open hand and please come to us. Definitely we would love to help you and help to build your like a basic level entry space to come here. Especially that like 20 years ago came most of the big US companies to Poland, like IBM. Of course, Amazon, few years back, Oracle, Google, Brown Brother Harriman. So those companies are here. They're also sharing their knowledge through the events, through the certain groups like ABSL or smaller groups, Open Coffee, to share knowledge between the startups. So there are so many communities where you can join and easily start working with a Polish community. So this is important. Start cooperating with our embassy, with our trade missions, and definitely there's a space to start working together and also like a brilliant future between Poland and the US. And if you have any questions, I'm always open to help you. And I think that there are more people on this deck that want to help you enter the Polish market. I think that's most of the things I want to share today with you. So Simona, do you have any questions from the audience?
No, I don't have any questions right now. Paul, I'm waiting for questions in the Q&A. Actually, let's see. We have some of the questions are about partnering with educational stakeholders. So I think we'll leave this question for Anna, but thank you so much for sharing great business culture insights with us. We'll make sure that our attendees today have access to your contact information. They might have some questions for you. We're also trying to have a short Q&A at the end of the program. So Paul, thank you for your passion. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. And thank you for the work you do, bridging the gap between
Thank you so much.
U.S. So we look forward to collaborating with you at both EDC SBDC and WITOC as well. So thank you. And next we are going to move to Judith Gomez Ovali, if I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, Judith. Judith has 15 years of international experience. She excels as a customer success manager at SDX Next. So Judith, let's see if your audio has been fixed. Are you there, Judith?
Yes, I'm here.
Wonderful.
So thank you very much for the introduction. It seems that it's fixed. Apparently, this is what Zoom shows, but we will see down the road.
Yes, we hear you very well.
Okay, awesome. So first of all, let me introduce myself. I have a few slides that I would like to share with you just to highlight what I want to pass to the audience. But about my international experience, and as you can see or you can notice with my accent, I'm Latin, I'm from Spain, so European. This is one of the topics that we are discussing here. But I have an extended contact with Poland because I was living in Poznan in the northwest of the country for 4 years. And that's why I started working for STS Next. And then for personal reasons, I moved to Texas, to Austin, then to Houston, and I'm representing the company here in Texas and in the entire country, together with 2 more people. So are you going to share the slides that I passed to you, or should I do it?
Do you mind doing it, Judith? I'm not able to find your slides right now.
You have started screen share.
Oh my God, seems that. Let me see.
It's all good. We like the support.
So can you see the slides now?
Yes, you'll have to just go in the slideshow mode in the top right corner. There you go.
Loading. And go. So about STS Next, for you to understand a little bit what they represent here. So STS Next is a software house. We develop software projects for clients around the world. One of our top markets is US, and that's the reason why I'm here. So I can hear the voice of some of our clients, why they went to Poland to try to find good talent, IT talent in this case. And many times when I discuss with them why Poland and not Ukraine or Belarus or Czech Republic, they share with me some insights, and I would like to share this with you because I think that this can be interesting for companies that are US based and they want to open an office there, or companies that they are trying to attract Polish talent for them to work for their companies that are based here. So one important thing that I if I remember her name correctly, Anna mentioned is like Poland is part of the European Union from 2004 and is part of NATO for a long, long time. I can tell you that when I moved to Poland 6 years ago and they told me that it's part of NATO, I didn't thought it was a big deal. But after last year, with all the issues with Ukraine, I noticed that this is a big deal because now the country is way much more protected. And in case there is something political that may happen there, the entire Europe will be supporting Poland. So it's not an isolated country, it's part of Europe, well supported. So then when our clients, which usually are IT clients, they approach us, they have the reference that is a very important country from the IT perspective. And the main reason is because for the last 10 years, Poland has developed a strong workforce in IT, having more than 500 universities in total along the country. So DCC is not only the access to IT talent, but whenever a company wants to open an office there, they have access to accountants, legal support, HR people. That's why a lot of companies, even from Europe, they are moving the administration headquarters, for example, IKEA to Poland, because they know that is great talent there. And it's not talent only focusing on one industry. Obviously, IT is very important, but much more than one industry. Then it's not only about Polish people and Polish talent. It's a lot about the balance between life and cost of living there that is attracting a lot of people from many different countries like Ukraine due to the hard circumstances, but from India, from Belarus, from Spain, from Portugal. I can tell you because I was living there and I'm foreigner there, like I am here, that the amount of foreigners who try and they find a better life in Poland than in their native countries is very important. In fact, last year, the foreign institution issued 2.3 million different types of work permits. And this is, I think that this is something that enriches a lot of the country because open up the mentality and brings a lot of insights to the Polish citizens. Then I think that is something that probably Polish people they don't know while they are there, but they are very hard workers. They are humble. They're people that they are willing to help other people. And I feel that this is something that they don't know, as I mentioned, but because I can compare them with other countries that I have been living in and working, I can tell you that they are hard workers and they are committed to their clients. So despite from a cultural point of view, they are different. I think that some US-based clients, they can benefit from this cultural difference because, as I said, it's people that they deliver. So let me go to the next slide. So then it's not only about their culture, how they're well supported from Europe, etc. It's about how the country has prepared the country in a very interesting way. And I'm going to share something that was a bit personal, but when I started working for STSNext and they offered me a B2B contract, this is something that in Spain is totally illegal. And I remember that I went home and I said to my husband, I think this company is cheating me or there's something illegal. If the Social Security is going to catch them, they are done. And then I was discussing with a few people and I discovered that this is totally normal. And this is a lot, one person working from one company part-time, another for another company part-time, and the way that they can fire people as well. Because in Spain, for example, regulation is harder because you need to pay a lot to one person if you want to fire this person. So in Poland is different, the regulation. I would say that the employees are less protected, but they have more opportunities and there is more mobility. Then from the tax perspective, self-employers are really well supported, and the amount of taxes that they have to pay compared with other European countries is very low. So this is from the mentality point of view why you have a lot of self-employed employees somehow in this case. Then obviously there are a lot of corporates. There are a lot of corporates investing in Poland, but there is also a strong startup ecosystem supported by the government, supported by European Union funds, and building not only financial support, but building this mentality of being an entrepreneur, which is something that is very close to U.S. Citizens as well. Then the cost of doing business, so it's way much more smaller than in the U.S. I know that the U.S. is not only one place, because as Paul mentioned, U.S. is like, when before moving, I thought U.S. is one country. U.S. is like Europe, because you have different states with different regulations, different costs of, but more or less comparing the cost of having an employee is like 2-3 times less. So this becomes Polish talent being something very attractive, together with the quality that they deliver. Then nowadays there are a lot of conversation about should we work from home, should we work from the office. Even soon, decide that the employees, they need to come back to the office. So in Poland this year, there is a labor code that support companies and employees to work from home. So when there are institutions that they are supporting this way of working, it sees this and brings value to employees, to employers. And this is something that is attracting other people from other countries as well. So what else? In terms of this is the chart of the IT industry in Poland. As you can see, the IT services in the market are predicted to be 7.5 billion this year. And was not only because of the pandemic that a lot of companies started sourcing, is because of the quality after they try this. It's like when you go to supermarket, they offer you cheese, then you try the cheese and say, okay, I'm going to buy cheese, and then you recommend this cheese to others. So this is something that we are noticing, that thanks to the pandemic, more US-based companies were open to work with European companies, mainly from Poland. But nowadays, we still see this because of the quality that they got, right?
Judith, I just want to quickly just give you a time reminder. We have about 1 minute left of your presentation.
Okay. So last slide. Oops. See, going on. Okay. And the last slide that I wanted to show to you is like big names like Microsoft, Google. They have offices and invest alone in Poland. So this is, when you see these big names, I can tell you that when the shark and the whale and the big fishes are there, the small fishes are attracted. So more and more companies, even we have some of our clients that they are planning to open offices in Poland. So in a nutshell, great opportunity for finding talent there, or great opportunity to open an office there, find the talent that your company needs. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Judith. We truly appreciate, and I saw some comments in the chat of the intentional help for B2B, the culture that you are describing. We really appreciate you being with us, taking the time and giving us your insights in doing business with Polish and in the US. So thank you for being here. To all our attendees, you will have you'll have the information, and you could connect with Judith if you have any questions about her company or any questions for her. So thank you. Next, we are we are going to have a special guest from the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Mr. Art Chmielecki. Thank you so much for being with us today. I will be sharing my screen with your presentation. Are you able to see my presentation and hear me, Art?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly, and thank you. I can even see myself. so it seems like it's all working. Basically, this is the topic. Let's cut through the chase, right? Can we make some money in the U.S. when we're from Poland, when we're from Turkey, when we're from Morocco? The general principles are the same. So let's move on to the next chart. So who am I? I work at JPL. JPL is a NASA center here in Pasadena, California. We're famous for Mars missions, for rovers, Curiosity, Perseverance. I worked on 15 space missions. I've had every job possible at NASA. I'm working on a Mars helicopter now, and a very interesting mission looking for water under Sahara Desert. So if you'd like to be on the email distribution list when we find the water, so I can give you geographical coordinates and you buy some lands at 1 penny per acre, let me know. No, it's a joke. The NASA data is publicly available. So I have this split personality in a way, because in the US, I work for NASA. In Poland, I do other things. Next chart, please. If you're not Polish, you don't get that joke about Syncio Chmiel. I am a son of a famous cartoonist who does things like this. As a matter of fact, I am featured in this book by my dad. And I also write books about space. I recommend this one for you if you have kids between 10 and 17, because it encourages kids to solve big problems and believe in themselves. And especially, I aim this at girls, at women, so they get excited about business and STEM. But I also work with high-tech companies, with small high-tech companies. I don't work with Airbus. I don't work with Microsoft, Google. If they want to open a business somewhere, they just spend $2, $3, $4, $10 million, and voila, you have a business. So I like to work with small companies where I know the CEO personally, and we can talk about business and how to tailor it to their particular situation. Next one, please. So, these things. Big market, especially in California. We like all kinds of new products here, high-tech products, green products, bizarre, weird products. So California is a good place for you, and the US is very different than Europe. So a big market, a lot of people. Next one, please. And nevertheless, not very many small Polish companies come here. And why? Well, because there's this fear, and rightly so, that it's expensive to start business, right? And the US market, there are these protections, there's documentation, you have to work with local, state governments, how do you do it? And then when you start your business, there are high operating costs, you have to pay people, and people are expensive in the US, professionals, right? And there's different cultures. So maybe we'll stay away from the US. It's just too difficult, too expensive. We'll do business in Europe. We do business in Poland. Next one. So, what are the biggest problems when you really look in detail of opening the business here, right? People say, oh, I need an office, I need a conference room, lab, parking. That's like $250K a year. I'm talking about small company, right? You need these people who will help you out. Labor is expensive, right? If I have a product, warranty, shipping, customs, expensive. and it should be 400K, not $400. $400 would be good. And then there are laws. I have to deal with lawyers, lawsuits, you know, and how do I sell to these Americans? Is my product good? And you know, these are fair fears. The only thing is that I just want to tell you that I found a company called the Starlinker, and you can click on the next one, that figured this out. And I'm giving plug to Starlinker because I love them. It's a company, local company that is started by two Polish women, extremely professional, super intelligent, and they figured it all out. How do you start a small company in California or in the US, right? And they do market research for you. So if you have a product, you know, you have maybe, you know, anything from small spacecraft to something that holds ashes at a funeral, right? I mean, the products that are in Poland that people come up with are just amazing. And so they try to help you figure out, you know, if this is, first of all, if there's a market for you, right? And maybe there's a niche market, right? And they find it. And then they let you figure out, they figure out with you how to start your company so it's as low cost in the beginning as possible, right? And that's really important because in the beginning, you don't want to spend boats of cash. You want to make boats of cash. If you make these, you know, if you get your first, second, third, fifth contract for $1 million, $10 million, you know, these things are not important, right? But in the beginning, you know, you want to start with few $1,000s and not few $100,000. So that's what Starlinker does. And I love them for this. If you have a similar company somewhere else, I don't want to be partial to Starlinker. Let me know, and I will advertise your services too, because I am personally not in that business. I just shares any wisdom I have with the Polish company. So next one, please. So how do you keep the costs down? If you're a 30, 40, 50 person company in Poland or in Turkey or in Morocco, how do you enter the US market so it doesn't break you, right? That you have costs that are proportional to your initial sales that start with zero, right? So what, for example, Starlinker does, what they do is they use these retired folks who are very able, extremely knowledgeable and experienced, but, you know, they retired from their business and they are willing to entertain themselves for a few hours a week, right? And so, for example, Starlinker has a couple consultants from JPL, from my company, who are, you know, been project managers, ran, you know, $200, $300, $500 million space missions, and they can spend a few hours on your product, right? If that's even too expensive for you, and they also, you know, what is great about these folks is they work by hour, and you don't pay their benefits, which is huge in Los Angeles, right? You could use students who can, Starlinker can train your students, and they'll answer your phones. They make phone calls for you and figure things out for you. And but the best way, what I've seen worked really well, was to join your company with a similar size, and it has to be similar size, right? You cannot join a 50-person Polish company with a 1,000-person American company, because that is just, you know, you're going to be a little gear in a mechanism. You don't want to do this. But you can join, you can work together with a small company in the US that offers similar product. That works the best, right? Because they have already contacts, they have marketing, they have their sales personnel, they have their warehouse, they have their labs, and they can add their product, your product, really easily to their catalog, right? And then if we still need expertise from Poland, you know, we use remote meetings, and that's so so you use your own resources in Poland. Next one, please. Yeah, and the other thing is, what I encountered is that the culture in Europe and in Poland is very different. And sometimes these companies, they say, oh, okay, you know, the CEO of this little company comes to the US and say, oh, I'm going to test out the market here, check it out, see if I can sell my product. And the product is, for example, I know Starlinker deals with products from Poland ranging from refrigerators to software to, and it's not huge software companies. These are software, very specific, tiny little applications, to spacecraft, space telescopes, space electronics, educational products, which is very interesting. That was really exciting. But you want to be trained in how to do American sales, because it's a different culture. And a lot of times the CEO that I mentioned comes in here, talks to the potential customers, immediately or she immediately jump into the technical stuff and say, oh, no, general purpose heat source, radiators, elevators, we can adjust them of silicon germanium. And you already lost the customer, because the culture, as you know, if you're from the US, is different here. First, you talk about family. You say, oh, I watched the Polish women sprint in the World Cup last night. You have some bizarrely fast women. How does this happen that Poland has these great sprinters? So, you know, you have to get trained in this. And same, your marketing materials, your presentations have to be tailored. And so I know that Starlinker does this really well. Probably other places from here understand the culture, so you have to use them, and you got to get trained. Next one. So basically, the message is, I want to make it short, because we're over time. So don't fear the US. Start your company here. Let a local company do the paperwork for you, help you if you want to do government contracts, NASA contracts, Department of Defense contracts. That's a different animal. So let somebody here help you with this. File the paperwork with State Department, Technology Assistance Agreement, and other things, because otherwise, you know, anything that you send here and you don't have that paperwork will be tossed in a basket, right? So let people help you here. Next one. And as I said, I'm partial to Starlinker because I know them very well, but if you're a company in the US, I'll be glad to have you, participate in any work that I discover, in any companies that I discover in Poland that would do well in the United States. So let me know. But here's the information on Starlinker, and I give it here because otherwise I'm showered with emails asking for this contact. So here it is. Take a picture of this, do a screenshot, and contact them. Don't contact me about all these things, but contact them. And I encourage you to open your company in the US. You'll do great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Art, for your enthusiasm to support companies establish their offices in the United States. Thank you for sharing the information. We had a lot of comments in the chat and in the QA that our attendees are inspired. I wanted to add that at the EDC SBDC, we support you as well. Our consultancy, our consultants are supporting you not only to make sure you have access to the resources to set up your business in the United States, but also we support you to make sure that you can navigate these resources, that you can connect with companies like Arthur and other companies to support you in these ventures. So now we have a few questions, a few minutes left for question. I'm going to take about a couple questions. So I wanted to see if anybody has any questions. Please put them in the chat. I have a couple. One question is, are there any specific regions or cities in Poland that would be particularly beneficial for our businesses from the US to establish a presence? who would like to take that question?
Maybe I'll
Arthur, you're
say
on
that Krakow, the Krakow is very open for every US company. So if you want to fill the Poland and also find a good experts around, it's worth to come to Krakow. And when you'll come to Krakow, I'll be your guide. So we can go around and go for some events, business events to make it possible. But there are, of course, so many regions open for that, like Lubelskie, like Warsaw. Worth to come, worth to visit, make a trip around, and we'll guide you where to go with your business, because it's like every region is different.
That is really great. And that is where your business is headquartered, right, Paul?
My headquarters is in Wrocław, so in województwo dolnośląskie, but I'm in Krakow, Poland for last 10 years. So definitely if you'll come to Małopolska, I'll be your guide.
Wonderful. I do have another question.
Let me just say one sentence about this.
Yes,
So you really have to understand the Polish market and where the competence is. So for example, when somebody comes to me from the aerospace industry here, building planes, I send them to Rzeszów, right? And Politechnika Rzeszowska and CPI. If you do software, you go somewhere else. If you do gadgets, deployment devices, you go to Warsaw. If you do, for example, one small spacecraft, you go to Wrocław. So there are all of these. If you understand where these companies are, it's better to send them directly to a company that is in this business. That's just speeds everything up.
That is great insights. Two more questions we're going to have. One is probably going to Poland government. We're looking at manufacturing. It's a question about manufacturing collaboration opportunities between Poland and the US. The question relates to the value added and transformation and the EU and Polish national laws. If you could give us any information or who we should contact to answer that question. So Anna, Debeka, or Mr. Gomura.
Yeah, you should definitely contact us. We can give some insight about that and share some information. So wide, broad subject. So I don't have a time to go deeper into it, but I can share. So please contact me after a webinar. I can send the information, detailed information, with some historical overview how we get to the place we are, as I am talking about Poland and business in Poland. Also, I would like to add a little one sentence about the previous question. Also, I will send some information because we have special economical regions established by government that have special rules for new investors. And as Arthur mentioned, depending on what kind of business you are looking for, we can provide with that information which region is the best. So this is like special economic regions with special rules excluded from the rest of the country, and it gives you a lot of opportunities more than the other ones. So that would be the first. If I was looking for something like that, that would be the first place to look for those special economical regions.
Wonderful, Mr. Gomura. Any mentioning on the manufacturing collaborations which American companies are quite interested in?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, if there are any specific questions, we will be happy to help you out. We just need to be able to channel your attention, like Anna mentioned, yes, with these special economical regions. If you want to do business in this branch, we would suggest going to that particular region because there are some facilitating factors where that's why these special economic regions were created, to give you a chance to move around easier in these particular branches. So whenever there are some definite questions, feel free, please. We will be happy to assist you if you send us over your question concerning specific branches and areas of business that you are mostly focused on, either by email or to myself or Anna. We will be happy to help you out, guys.
Great, thank you. Thank you so much. One last question in the Q&A. Is there a need for educational consulting and building EC facilities in Poland? Is mentorship and facilitating needing for early care services? Anna, probably.
Well, if I understand correctly, the question was about building some special software for early education, right? So absolutely yes. We already have companies that do that, and we can share some experience, and we can connect you with the companies that work on that subject. And it was mentioned. It has been mentioned a couple of times already, but we have great IT specialists, so we can be a really of really help here. Absolutely, yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I think Anna from Warsaw, you had your hand up, and I wanted to make sure I give you the chance to make your comment.
I just wanted to, one can forget that the U.S. Embassy in Warsaw also helps both the companies that look for distributionship and look for investment as well. The ambassador in Poland, very famous man, son of a very famous guy, Mr. Brzezinski, who used to be the security consultant for President Nixon. His son is right now the ambassador to Poland, and he's extremely active in terms of promoting U.S. business in Poland. It's also not forgettable that the American Chamber of Commerce has over 300 members, American investors that were named by Anna and Mateusz. So I guess, there is anybody who comes will not feel lonely and alone.
Thank you so much. We appreciate the support from the U.S. Commercial Service, the embassy in Poland. So make sure that you get in touch with Anna, with Richard Swanson as well, to learn more about the trade mission, learn more about the services that will help you locate a partner or a distributor in Poland. So Poland, with its strategic location in Central Europe, being part of the European Union, robust economy, stable political environment, presents great opportunities for American businesses. So please make sure that you explore these opportunities that were shared with you today. You engage further with the resources that we provided. Please connect with me. I'll make sure that you are connected with everybody and all the resources presented today. We hope you found today's program insightful. We look forward to seeing you on Wednesday morning when we are discussing doing business in Romania. And I'll make sure, CD, if you don't mind, to put in the chat the link to registration for Wednesday morning program as well. We look forward to seeing you. We're grateful for your time, and thank you. You will receive the recording, and you will receive all the PowerPoints presented today. To all our speakers and government representatives, thank you for taking the time to share your wisdom with us today. Have a great rest of the day or rest of your evening.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Simona. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
week.
Have
Thank
a
you very
good one,
much.
yes.
Have a great week. Thank you.
Thank
See
you,
you in
everyone.
Poland.